And should Emery have had more time at Arsenal?
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
He should have.
yeah.
Did you believe that at the
I,
time, or are you looking at it now thinking, right, it's actually a decent
no,
manager?
no, no. I believe that. I believe that at the time, because the reason why I believe that at the time is that when it's just like, okay, a manager comes in and he is identified, and this is a true story now. So when he came in, he identified he wanted an established winger, right? So our sporting director at the time, Raul Sanili, the fraud, he told him, he specifically said, "I want Wilfred Zaha."
Yeah, I remember this. And he
When he
chose to
told
call
him he
manager
wanted
Pepe.
Wilfred Zaha, he came back and said, "Listen, I'll get Nicolas Pepe."
Yeah.
He said, "Who?" He said, Nicolas Pepe.
That's what we all said. We all said, who?
I said, "Who?" He said, "Nicolas Pepe."
I remember your whole fan channel done a whole segment for the man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
And the reason why is because Nicolas Pepe and Wilfred Zaha were going to cost the same amount, £70 million, yeah? But Steve Parrish said he wants everything up front for Wilfred Zaha. Whereas, what's his name? Nicolas Pepe, who was at Lille at the time, I don't know who the sporting director said, but he said that Arsenal can pay off over the duration of his contract, which was going to be 5 years. So I think it's what, 17, 18 million pound per year. So obviously Raul, don't quote me on the maths, that could be wrong, but it was literally over a period of time. You know, like a payment plan.
Yeah.
Whereas Steve Harris said, I want all, like, at least I want 90% of the fee up front, then you can pay the rest maybe end of the season, whatever. He said he wasn't having that. Then Leo said we'll do the payment plan, and also Raul was getting a little backhander. So when they investigated that, that's why we sacked him, because they thought it was a dodgy deal. So now he's come in, he's playing under Unai Emery. Remember, Unai wanted a right winger. He didn't want a left winger. Pepe can't play on so he wanted a left winger. He didn't want a right winger. Pepe doesn't play on the left, he plays on the right. So that was already an issue. So that's why when you look back at his reign at when he was there, he was playing Aubameyang a lot of the time off that and playing Lacazette up top, because he had no choice. He hasn't got the winger that he desired, that he wanted. And of course he gave I think that's the time when he gave Saka, he brought in it was Ljungberg that brought in Saka for him, and then that's when obviously Saka was getting the bring it. But I think when you see his first season, he finished 5th, but he wasn't given a team that he wanted. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's the thing about when a manager and a sporting director are not in sync. If it's the sporting director calling all the shots and you're coming in as a manager, if you're accepting that, then that's fine. But if you're saying that, nah, I've required certain players, but you've not given that to me, then at the end of the day, there's not much you can do. I don't think he was given a fair shot at all. No. But again, if you identify, and that's a key role as well, if you come into the league and you know, because I think he spoke about it, I think he said when he came into the league, he had a conversation with Jurgen Klopp. And he said the best advice Jurgen Klopp said is that if you're going to invest in your team, you invest within the league. It's all good that you're coming from the Spanish league, but invest, and it's true, because if you look at Liverpool's investment, they've bought a few, but if you look at the winning team, that was with Ronaldo, Newcastle, Robinson, Hull, Van Dijk, Southampton. He invested within the league because, bruv, sometimes when you bring in a foreign player, you haven't got time for them to gel. Like, you haven't got time for that. So that's why I said, bruv, I wanted Wilfred Zaha. This was what? But maybe 4 or 5 years ago when Wilfred Zaha was kind of priming. Do you know what I'm saying? I can get why. So, yeah, go back to your question. No, I don't think he was given enough time, but it is what it is.